Okay, so one thing, a point that I want to make is that you want to be very careful about putting a lot of pressure on your child when it comes to learning the second language. The earlier you start, the less they'll see it as pressure, because everything they're learning is hard to learn. But if your child is a little bit older, say you were starting this anytime past maybe the age 3, just be very careful not to freak them out, because if they associate fear with learning the language, then they will not learn as well. So if you say something to them in Spanish and they don't understand, then say it in English and then repeat it again in Spanish until a time when they don't need to hear the English translation. But don't tell them that it means that. Just say it. You know, if I want to say, what do you want? If I say, ¿qué quieres? And she looks at me like, I don't know what you said, then I'll say, ¿qué quieres? What do you want? ¿Qué quieres? And then eventually I won't have to include the translation. But don't, also, if you ask them ¿qué quieres? And they say, I want something to drink, don't make them answer you in Spanish, because a lot of times that's harder for them. So wait until they're ready to answer you in Spanish, and they will. But don't be a stickler about that, because again, it creates fear, and that's not necessary. So if they say, you know, if you say ¿qué quieres? And they say juice, and you say, oh, jugo? Jugo. So don't, like, again, just make it real low pressure. So now in the second section, the actual content for today's lesson is going to be commands. And the great thing about commands is they actually don't have to answer you. So you tell them the command, which you will be amazed once you start doing this, how much you spend your life commanding your kid, like bossing them around. And the way that I'm going to teach you what each of them means is I'm going to let my daughter translate for me. And again, translation is not something that we focused on. It's just that at age 5, she's heard these so many times that she can translate them. But translation is not the most important quality. Translation is not what I want her to be able to do. What I want her to be able to do is understand me and follow directions. So when I say siéntate, I don't expect her to say sit down. What I expect is for her to sit down. So I hope that the impression from this is not that she is really great at translation, or that I quiz her on translation regularly, because I don't. I tell her siéntate, and she knows that she better sit down. Okay, so Leah and I are going to teach you some commands in Spanish, and she's really good at translating into English. So I'm going to say it in Spanish. These are the commands. The beauty of commands is...
No, I'm going to say it in Spanish.
No, I'm going to say it in Spanish, and you're going to say it in English.
No, Spanish.
You want to try it?
Mm-hmm.
How do I say, look at me? Yeah, see, it's easier if I do the Spanish and you do the English. Okay, so if I say, escúchame.
Hear me.
Right, hear me, listen to me. What if I say, vente?
Come here.
Exactly. What if I say, siéntate?
Sit down.
What if I say, espérate? Espérate.
Stop.
Or wait for me, right? If I say, disculpame.
That means...
Oh, disculpame.
Excuse me.
Exactly. What if I say, muevete?
Move.
Mm-hmm. I have some written down. Oh, what if I say, ten cuidado?
Be careful.
Exactly. What if I say, mírame?
Look at you.
Yep. I think we already covered that one. Let me see. Oh, empuje.
Push.
Mm-hmm. What if I say, cálmate?
Calm down.
Exactly. What if I say, córrele?
Run.
Párale.
Stop.
Exactly. Oh, siéntate? Oh, we did that one. Acuéstate. Lay down.
Lay down.
Yeah, that's a hard one, because I don't say it very much. So those are the commands.
And roll your feet down.
That's Clay she's playing with. All right. So goodbye and good luck.